Hi, and welcome back to Musicians Edition Practice with Me for Flute. I'm your teacher, Reesa, and today we're working in the Rubank Intermediate Method for flute or piccolo. And today we're on page 20 looking at the D major studies. All right, so looking at D major, that means we're going to have two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So why don't we just go right ahead and take a look at exercise number 1. Okay, D major chord, okay? These are going to just be broken out into like the thirds, all right? Good pattern to know and get familiar with, as these are like arpeggios, you know, they're going to be in a lot of things we're going to play later on in life. It's gonna just be handy. All right, so as said before, our key signature has two sharps. We're gonna include those two sharps here. Tell me about our time signature. 6/8, okay? We've worked on 6/8 quite a few times. If you feel like you need to write your counts in, by all means, pause the video, write your counts in, and then unpause the video when you are ready. Otherwise, we're going to just continue on. All right, so just taking a quick look at our sheet music here. All right, we can see we're going to start on low D and kind of like work our way up. Those high F sharps are kind of a pain in the butt, but we at least know they're coming. All right. We have some things slurred and some things staccatoed. I have found it that when you really use vibrato on the slurred ones, it really helps to play them out and to distinguish between what's legato and what's staccato, okay? So you don't have to try that on your first one if you don't want to, but I found it helpful because originally I was trying to cut things a little short, but when I put the vibrato in, it made everything lengthen out. All right, let's go ahead and just give this a try though, okay? Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So really, it's just the first one, I guess, on the legato is where I vibrato. That's kind of how I do it. All right, so you might find that helpful too. So why don't you try vibratoing on that first one every time we have a slur? Okay? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent job. Was that a little better? Hopefully. Some of them I actually find the third note also to vibrato. So why don't you go ahead and try it that way too? So we're going to vibrato on 1 and 3, you know, or the first and third note, at least where we have it slurred. All right, and we're going to speed it up just a hair. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent job. So with that one, you know, some of your tricky areas just might be in that higher register, that high F sharp, pain in the butt. So if that is you, just make sure you slow it down, take it note by note. So I would struggle sometimes, you know, where was I struggling? Oh, I actually was struggling with it going lower. I wanted to go higher. But, you know, just take it note by note if you struggled. You know, just make sure you try to get that F sharp where it just comfortably kind of comes out. But you might need to slow it down and just work on those a little bit if you were struggling with it. All right, but due to time, let's move on to exercise number 2. Okay, D major scale. So this is just more like the scale versus the broken up notes, arpeggio, chord-like movement. Okay, we're still in 6/8 time. Part of it's still staccato, some of it's still legato with those slurs, all right? So let's just go ahead and give this a try. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent job. So, just kidding, it's not just the scale. It moves in the scale-like pattern though of going up and then coming down and coming up and coming down. Anywho, hopefully you remembered that your C's are sharp. Okay, so if you miss them, mark them in. And I think the hardest part, at least for me personally, is just the G, F sharp, and E where it is slurred. Gotta really make sure we have that fast air there. Okay, so that's all. You might have to slow that down and just really work on that F sharp if you're struggling with it. All right, let's go ahead and do it again though. And once again, the vibratos kind of help on the legato areas. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent job. Let's do it one more time for good luck. We'll speed it up just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent job. Make sure you vibrato that last note. So if you didn't, do it the next time you're practicing this. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at exercise number 3, daily studies for the development of technique. All right, so we're still in the key of D major. You can see we still have those 2 sharps. Our time signature has now changed. What is it? We're now on to a common time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And looking at this, you see we don't have any accidentals. The hard part is going to be getting clean fingers because you can see everything is slurred. So that's going to be the difficult part, getting clean fingers. We're going to be able to hear where we are, what's a little slow or ahead, okay? We do have a repeat. The repeat takes us to the beginning. We are doing the repeat. All right, let's just go ahead and give this a try. We'll start off nice and slow. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. All right, so can you hear where your fingers are a little bit lagging? For me, it's really the jumps with the D's, F sharps, E's, and F sharps. So that means it's this finger here that's kind of slow. All right, you might be in the same boat. There also might be a couple measures that have been a little extra difficult. So for me, it was that top line last measure. That might be for you. If it is, let's just take a look at it real quick. Do it real slow. F sharp, A, B, F sharp. Now without the tongue, because I was tonguing it. There we go. So just do the kind of the same thing. Work your way through. Slow it, speed it up. Even if you need to tongue it just to kind of like make it work. Because that's what I had to do. I had to tongue it first. Da, 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 da. Then kind of like speed it up. Da, 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 da. And then I started getting comfortable with it. And then I took the tongue out. Da. All right. So that might be how you have to do it too. Okay, and for some of you, it might even be that last measure. Okay, that's a little tricky. There's a lot happening there. So if you struggled with that, do the same thing. Yeah, so even that A to E, mine's not as clean as it possibly could be. So there's always room for improvement. All right, anywho, let's go ahead and do it again. This one's actually easy to be like a runaway train and just go crazy, at least for me. So let's use the metronome here. Let's put it down to 75. All right, ready? Yeah, let me turn this up. One, two, three, four. Excellent job. So to me, it's a lot more helpful with the metronome because when I don't, I start off slow and then I get faster and faster as I go along. And, you know, even though the focus here is having clean fingers, you still want to make sure you keep the tempo, you know, with it. You don't want to be running away training and having loosey-goosey fingers. All right, let's do it one more time. Let's just go ahead and speed it up though. Let's just work it to 80 for now. And then when you work on your own, just continue to speed it up as you master it. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. Yeah, so much cleaner with the metronome. I recommend using it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. It's going to be similar in what we're listening for and what we're doing. The tricky part is more of going to be getting clean fingers. So let's just give this a try. We'll start it off without the metronome and then we'll add the metronome in. First go around is just to really get a feel and really get a hear for where our fingers are. All right. 4, still common time, still 2 sharps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. So another thing that might be challenging, if you're dyslexic, reading the C's and the A's might get a little confusing. All right? So if you get confused, there's still nothing wrong with writing your notes in. Just, sometimes things are a little too close. There's no need to ever force yourself into, beating dyslexia is difficult. I don't know if you really can. So if you're getting dyslexic about seeing C's and A's, just mark it in. All right, let's use the metronome now. Let's bring us back down to 75, okay? And let's clean it up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Let's clean it up even more. I took a couple breaths where I wasn't supposed to. Hopefully you didn't. If not, let's be mindful of our breathing as well. All right, let's move this up to 80 and then we'll move on. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at exercise 5, Etude in D major. So obviously we're still in D major with the 2 sharps. Take a look at our time signature. What are we back to? 6/8 time, all right? So looking at this, we don't have any accidentals. Now we have no slurs and no staccatos. It's just straight through. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Just without the metronome, just so we can get kind of the feel of everything, okay? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. right, excellent job. So there might be a couple areas that have been a little tricky. So I think the first one that might be a little tricky for you, top line, last measure. Going to that low C sharp can be tricky, all right? Just for where it lands, all right? I know when I first was playing this, I kept wanting to go right on to low C. Wasn't low B for me. For some of you, it might be low B if you're playing a step-up flute, all right? But we just need to be over a little bit more. So you kind of have to just get a feel for that. So, and it's a lot with that pinky moving. Some of you may have that D sharp roller key, which may help. Some of you may not. I do not have the D sharp roller key. I found it in the way. But anyway, we still have to do some form of a slide whether you have the roller or not. Okay, because we have the finger here. All right, and we still need to slide over to it. All right, there's not really enough time for a lift. So you might want to just practice that low E. All right, and then it's like a total switch of where our fingers are. It really is a finger workout, but you're gonna want to slow that down just like that and just work on that E, low C sharp, back up to E. All right, it's a workout, it's a lot of work. All right, and then you're gonna be able to start speeding that up and getting more comfortable with it. You wanna make sure that your air is also good enough for that C sharp to really sound out. I know a lot of people struggle the notes after D, so also make sure that that C sharp is coming out nice and strong too. We wanna hear it, all right? Another tricky area you might have is a line to 2 measures from the end, just from that low E natural to the G sharp. Might catch you off guard, so you might need to circle in the G sharp or write in the note E, whatever is confusing you. I just know that's a problem area. And then the following measure just, it feels like a lot at that point. All right, and then third line, first measure, it can be a little confusing with that A and G sharp together, especially if you're thinking A flat of the fingerings. Try not to do that, because that's where it's gonna throw you off. So it's just A to G sharp. Okay, and then we do have a couple naturals in there too, so if you missed them, go ahead, circle them in. And I think that might be where your problem areas are. All right, let's go ahead and speed this up though. All right, and just play to the best of your ability. If some of those areas were a little too tricky, like that low C sharp, just try your best to get it and then work on it on your own. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, excellent job. I won't make us speed it up just because I know there's those tricky areas. So, you just want to kind of keep working at it, keep speeding it up. It is only a moderato pace, so nothing too crazy, nothing super duper fast. All right, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please let me know in the comments while you're down there. Don't forget to hit like, notify, and subscribe. Thanks for joining, and until next time.